Okay, here's my last example. And this one's got some fractions attached to it. So when I go ahead and label them for my little list of length, width, height, I'm going to change those fractions into decimals. It's not going to change the value of the fraction at all. I'm just changing them into something that's easier for me to work with. So I have a length of 2. I have a width of 1.5. I'm going to call it 1.5 just to make it easier to work with. It does not change the value of it. 1.5 is the same thing as 1.5. And I also have a height of 1.5, which I'm going to call 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my formula for volume. I'm going to fill in my length, which is 2, my width, which is 1.5, and my height, which is 1.5. Now be careful. Remember, and you can tell your trusted adult at home, why we've now broken up with the X as multiplication sign this year. So we've gone to using the dot as multiplication. Be careful with that because that dot looks exactly like that decimal. So make sure that your dot is up in the middle part of your problem and your decimal is sitting down low. If this was on a line, your decimal would be sitting right on the line, so that you don't confuse yourself or you don't confuse somebody else who picks up your paper and they're trying to figure out whether you meant for that to be a decimal or a multiplication sign. So just be careful with that because you kind of have a lot of dots going on in this problem. When I multiply 2 times 1.5, it seems kind of silly, but I get the number 3. So let me do that off to the side with you. If I had, I'm going to put my 1.5 on the top here. If I have 1.5 times 2, 5 times 2 is 10, and I carry the 1, and 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, and I count over that 1 decimal place, I end up with 3.0. Okay, so that's where I got that 3 from. And I still have to bring down this 1.5 here that I didn't take care of. And when I multiply 3 times 1.5, let's do that over here. So now we're doing 1.5 times 3. We get 15 and we carry the 1. And 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So I bring it over 1. And I end up with the number 4.5. This one's feet. I always want to double check and make sure that I'm using the same units that they've given me. And I'm still going to cube this. So if I had a container that was 2 feet by 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet tall, my volume of it would be 4.5 feet cubed.